to be relied on. Accordingly, the documents being referred to do not constitute new evidence, but form evidence in support of an allegation which was already made. That is why Rules 6 and 7 of the Rules of Procedure permit the Senate to receive witness statements, list of witnesses to be invited by and any other evidence to buttress an allegation already made. What is not allowed is to introduce new allegations or to introduce any evidence that is extraneous to the allegations made in an impeachment motion. In the event, it is my considered view that the affidavit and document marked as Volume 8A being referred to fall within the permissible documents of our Rules of Procedure. I therefore rule that the objection is hereby dismissed. Now, honorable senators, having dispensed with the preliminary matters in this particular hearing, we will now move to hear the Counsel for the National Assembly.
Mr. Speaker, sir, with your very kind permission and indulgence, we as well, on the part of the National Assembly, had two quick preliminary issues which we wanted to draw your attention to, Mr. Speaker, sir. They are quick housekeeping issues. If you permit me just in 2 minutes, I may be able to draw them to your attention.
Exactly 2 minutes.
Most obliged, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, the first one is in relation to the bundle of documents that we have filed before this House to help it determine the matter that is before it. In particular, we have one of our documents, or one of our volumes, Volume 4, as a document presented before this court, before this Honorable House. Mr. Speaker, sir, when we were perusing our documents earlier today, actually yesterday, we did realize that one of the documents in that Volume 4, running from page 135 to 140, appears to have been inadvertently copied just on one part. In other words, in the course of a printing, we missed out the even numbers and just printed out the odd numbers. Mr. Speaker, sir, we have since availed that document. It is not a new document. The only thing that had happened is that we forgot, or rather inadvertently, we didn't get the even numbers printed. We have since done that, Mr. Speaker, sir, and with your permission, we urge that we be allowed to rely on that document. We filed it, Mr. Speaker, sir, and served it to our colleagues, counsel appearing for His Excellency, the Deputy President, as well as to the House, that it may be relied upon. That is the first preliminary intervention that we seek. Mr. Speaker, sir, the second issue is in relation to a letter that we did to yourself on the 14th of October 2024, wherein we sought the help of this House through your office to have summons issued to the CEO of the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission for purposes of helping give testimony to matters that are before this House. Mr. Speaker, sir, the reason for us seeking this preliminary intervention is to ask formally that those summons, Mr. Speaker, sir, be issued so that the said witness could attend to help us determine the matters that are before you. We, in our letter, did indicate the specific item that is to testify to, and it is equally our humble plea that an order be made that summons do issue to have the CEO of the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission attend as a witness. I am most obliged, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Counsel for the Deputy President, what say you?
Mheshimiwa Speaker, honorable senators, with regard to the first request, which I understand to mean that when they were photocopying, some pages were left, we are going to examine that and see what was served on us and what those pages that are now being introduced contain. With regard to summons to ask individuals from the Anti-Corruption Commission to come and give evidence, Mheshimiwa Speaker, honorable members, we draw your attention to Article 50 of the Constitution, which is a fulcrum of a fair trial. And this honorable House is executing a quasi-judicial function of the most weighty nature regarding the removal from office of the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, elected by the people of Kenya. Nothing would be more prejudicial than to call witnesses whose statements or affidavits we have not seen. The whole purpose of affidavits and witness statements is to enable the other side, in this case, the Deputy President, to seek legal advice, to give instructions on how best to respond to it. And this Honorable House has fixed 2 days for this trial. And one of the issues we'll be raising is these allegations, and you are going to go through them, against the Deputy President, suspicions, conclusions, on matters that were never referred to DCI in Kiambu Road, who are trained to investigate these matters. Nothing was referred to the Anti-Corruption Commission or any of the other investigative agencies, including money laundering. We strongly object and ask that the record of this Honorable House reflects that if this is permitted for the National Assembly to call witnesses at this stage without first furnishing us with their witness statement and affidavit, the case of the Deputy President will be irredeemably prejudiced. So we object very strongly to that application.
Counsel for National Assembly.
Mr. Speaker, sir, in brief rejoinder to the objection by learned senior counsel for the Deputy President. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the invitation to attend that was extended by this House to the National Assembly, the invitation included a request as to a list of witnesses the National Assembly required summoned. We responded to that request, and Mr. Speaker, sir, all we seek is a confirmation that our response has been actioned. What the learned counsel for the Deputy President is objecting to is not our request, but really it is a response to a request made by this august House. I'm most obliged.
Counsel for Deputy President, do I get it that you have no problem with the first request made by the National Assembly?
Mheshimiwa Speaker, we would want to see those pages. And that time we'll be able to say yes or no. It is the second one.
Clerk, has that document been made available to the Deputy President's team? Kindly, in the next few seconds, make it available so that we make progress. Honorable Senators, if there's any senator who has not gotten that document, you may also let the chair know so that we supply you with that document. Senator Mazayo, Senator Olekina, Senator Miraj, Senator Kavindu, Crystal Asige, Senator Kajwang.
Honorable Speaker, if I may, with your permission, just to highlight one point based on what my learned friends for the National Assembly have said. The letter they refer to is a letter dated the 14th of October 2024. It is addressed to the Honorable Speaker of the Senate. by the Clerk of the National Assembly. The letter does not contain any information about any other witnesses being sought. It does not indicate that the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission will be asked to produce any other witness, affidavits, or documents. Thank you very much.
Mr. Speaker, sir, if I may.
Just take your seat for a minute. Senior Counsel Paul Muite, are you in receipt of the document now?
Mheshimiwa Speaker, this document, we are seeing it for the first time now, 3-4 minutes ago. And it has got many, many pages, so we were quickly going through it, and in order to save the time of this honorable House, perhaps you can give us an opportunity to go through these documents, because we need to go through them. Inaonekana kama hii ni ukarabati, but let's go through it. Perhaps if you agree, Mheshimiwa Speaker, perhaps we can get on with the first prosecution witness giving evidence, and as soon as we've gone through this, then we shall come back to you, Mheshimiwa Speaker.
Thank you for your wisdom, Senior Counsel. Now, the other name that has been raised is on the issue of summons to witnesses. Now, if you look at our rules of procedure, more particularly rule number 10, which provide as follows, that the Senate may, at the request of the National Assembly or the President, and in this particular matter, the Deputy President, invite or summon any person to appear and give evidence before the Senate. So the summons that have been sought are in line with the spirit of Rule 10 of our Rules of Procedure. You may attack the evidence when these particular witnesses who have been summoned, if their evidence introduces other allegations, then at that particular juncture, the legal team from the Deputy President, you may raise an issue, and I'll certainly hear you at that juncture.
Permit me, Mheshimiwa Speaker, to place it on record that the rules of this Honorable Senate must and have to be respected. But even above respecting the rules of this Honorable House, our Constitution has to be respected. Article 50, the right to a fair trial, which in terms of Article 25C, Mheshimiwa Speaker, you will remember, you are aware, that is a right that cannot be compromised in any manner. There has been no explanation why the EACC was never asked to investigate the allegations before they were tabled before the National Assembly and before a decision was taken, because the National Assembly cannot investigate criminal offenses. In fact, in implementing Chapter 6 of the Constitution, the Act of Parliament said a conviction is necessary. And now you want to reverse the will of the Kenyan people in electing the Deputy President without him being reported or the matter being investigated or him being convicted. Mheshimiwa Speaker, I plead that you reconsider your exercise of that discretion in permitting witnesses from the EACC to be called in order for the Deputy President to have a fair trial before the Senate. Thank you.
Senior Counsel Paul Muite, you...
Mheshimiwa Speaker.
You're actually arguing your case. What I said, there was some invitation that was sent to both parties, and each party was requested to submit a list of witnesses. The National Assembly submitted a list of witnesses with a request under Rule 10 of our Rules Procedure for the Senate to summon. That is the request that has just been made by the National Assembly, and it is permissible and it is within our rules of procedure.
Mheshimiwa Speaker, you are...
Senior Counsel Paul Muite, I will refer you to Rule number 30 of our rules of procedure, where the ruling of the Speaker is final. So let's leave the matter there. I've made my ruling. Let's make progress, Senior Counsel.
Mheshimiwa Speaker, I agree entirely. You are the one sitting in the seat of power. Your word is final. I have said what I've said. Your rules are subject to the Constitution. I accept your ruling.
Now we'll move to the second limb of this hearing. Honorable Clerk, you may now proceed to call the next order. Summons to issue to those witnesses.
Order number 2, hearing and determination on the proposed removal from office by impeachment of His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, EGH, Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya.